Hello and welcome to a Changelog discussion video, and this month we are covering September and everything that was added and improved for this month. As always, you can read the changelog by clicking on the link here on the left hand side, and it will show you what the changes were for each day that an update was posted online. Now for the first edition, for those that you're using the upload poster, you can now actually change the name of the task. Previously, it would always use the article location folder name, and if you were using articles imported from an article creator, unfortunately it meant that all your article folders would say article at the end. However, this is no longer a problem, as you can go in and change the task name as required. Now inside the article creator, for the content inserts, if we go down to the insert Google Map, you'll notice now that there is a map embed code string. And what this means is that you enter your location, so let's say Australia, and this percentage query percentage is the macro. If you go down to the map embed code string, you see that the macro appears here. Now if I want to preview what this will look like live, I can click on the update map preview. So it's going to have all of Australia here, but I don't need to zoom out. Okay, so there's your preview. If you want to style or change how this preview looks, you can do that by editing the div and the style settings here. Similarly, this embed code string will support spin tags, so feel free to customize it as required, as what you get here is a very basic embed that Google provides as a default. There have been 2 new feature updates to SEO Content Machine in September. Both of them allow you to search for images or videos and then select the ones that you find are most relevant, and you can then have the option of downloading those to your hard drive or saving in this case the iframe embeds, and then reuse them later. Not only is the scrape imager and the scrape video tool available on the left hand side, if you are actually inside the article creator, and I'm going to scroll through the content inserts to hit the bottom. If you select insert images, then go under the select own images, you'll notice that if you click on the scrape images button, it's going to open the image scraping tool. So that's a way of accessing it without jumping back out. Similarly, select own videos. If I click on scrape videos, it's going to open the scrape videos tool as a pop-up. This next feature update is a pretty substantial one. It's been targeted specifically for users who want to create CSV files where all your articles are placed in one file as opposed to placed in multiple files. So if I open this task as an example, if I set the number of articles to exactly 10 and I select the article CSV template, now when I run this, instead of getting normally 10 files with 10 articles, I'm only going to get one file, which will be called something master.csv, and inside that CSV file it's going to have 10 articles inside. Now if I go to edit template and I open this CSV file, there's actually a new setting on the right hand side here under template properties that says write content to one file. The process is it's going to go and create 10 files, and once it's written that 10 files, it's going to collect them all and put them all into one file for you to use in importing to another tool. Now I'm just going to quickly explain that this template code here is a CSV file, and at the very top are your CSV headers, and at the bottom here is obviously what is going to be your CSV code. Now just notice there's a double asterisk in front of this line here, and what this simply means is when SEO Content Machine is going to combine all your files, for the first file it's going to include this as your header, and your next file that it reads, it's going to ignore it and just include any line after that into your file. That way when you build a CSV file, you're going to properly have one header and multiple lines for each article. Now if you are using the main WordPress import plugin, it's been set to export all content into one file, so it's possible now to create hundreds of posts and import them all at once with just one file instead of having to import each article individually. There have been 2 new additions to the content inserts for the article creator. The first one is the insert HTML. So this is where you can insert arbitrary any form of HTML you want. For example, the most popular would obviously be using this to insert an iframe that will embed content from either a money site or another site. You have the ability to customize the insert chance percentage, so you can input a number obviously from 0 to 100%. Here you're going to actually paste in your HTML, so this can also include spin tags that is supported. Just a note that when you paste in multiple lines here, when it comes to inserting into your article, it's actually going to collapse it all into one line. When you preview it, it's going to look the same. Similarly, you now have the option of inserting arbitrary JavaScript code within your article. You also have an insert chance selector. All you need to do is paste in the code that you want. You don't need to include the script tags. As you can see here, they'll be included for you. All you have to do is type out code for JavaScript, and what it's actually going to do, it's going to take your code and it's actually going to convert it to a string, and it's going to run a JavaScript eval on it. And the reason why your JavaScript code isn't inserted just exactly the way you place it in is because JavaScript code has these two symbols, the curly braces. Now if you have curly braces code in an article with spin tags, it's actually going to break the article in a lot of spin tags viewers. This also includes the preview article mode in SEM Next. So what that means is these two symbols will get re-encoded for you, and the whole thing gets wrapped up into one nice line, so that when you try to preview your code and your article, it's going to preview correctly with spin tags, and also your JavaScript code is going to run correctly. For those of you who are using the Q&A, insert questions and answers, there is now a Q&A string, which means that you can actually edit and customize exactly how you want your questions and answers to appear inside your article. And I'll give you a good example is here we have question. You might decide that it's actually better if it starts with the article keyword and then the question, just to make things even more relevant for you. Now we have a bunch of small updates for those of you who are using the writing assistant. The first one is your article keyword limit has been moved up. So now previously you had 5 and now you can have up to 10 keywords. When you actually go to write your article now, you have the ability to export your article directly to hard drive. No need to copy and paste. Another small update is for those of you who are actually clicking on these keywords to filter your sentences out. So if I click on food, I'm going to get sentences for food. But now it's actually going to filter out your questions, and also it's going to filter out your headings. So if I unclick this again, you'll see the headings numbers went up and the questions gone back to 44. If I click on pet, it's only going to give me sentences, questions, and headings that have the word pet in them. So that rounds out our discussion of all the changes in the month of September 2020. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, you can get in touch with me anytime just by email, info@seocontentmachine.com.